Mike's yours. Coach Corn. Calling Coach Corn. Fret no.
I'm trying to undo it here. Man, I was going to say he's probably outside a nice bath or something.
Sure, he's got that flamethrower going.
Yeah. Oh, there's always something going. You would not believe the 2 new toys I have coming, but I'm going to share those until they come. They are awesome. Let's just say wizards and flying fireballs. I just found it on the internet yesterday. So we're always having fun over here playing Brad. Anyway, so I know we're on a time crunch, so I'm going to go through this fast, even though that's going to be hard to do. I mean, we are talking about a topic that has changed our lives, and I mean, just where everybody's been today. Man, you want to talk about getting even more connected. So I'm going to start with that and say there are so many people that I have to say and repeat this, and I've shared it in this room before, is that everyone I meet leaves their fingerprint on me. I mean, the best piece of you is already now a part of me because we've been in this room for whether it's been 6 months, a year, or 2 years now. I mean, you guys have all left a fingerprint on me. So it's like I can include really anyone I've met, even the bad ones. They leave a fingerprint on what not to do. Unfortunately, I have to go use that fingerprint 3 or 4 times before I realize, oh, I keep getting the same result. I should not do this anymore. So that's me. But if there's one, I'm going to pick the business side because that also provided the lifestyle that I have and that I've had for, gosh, as long as I can remember, 30 years selling real estate. Unfortunately, it took a very, very bad thing to have me realize just how important this person was. And it was from a book. It was Michael Gerber, right? 2015, when my wife was going to pick up a client for a closing and had a head-on collision, survived the accident, was on crutches for 12 weeks, recovered, 2 weeks back, getting back to normal life, and then just didn't wake up one morning. And I've told this story so much, that's how I'm going to get through it in just barely 2 minutes. And she didn't wake up. 2 weeks after she was off crutches, we're back to normal. She's having a tough time sleeping. So finally one night she's sleeping really good, snoring like a trucker. And the next morning, Tuesday, what would have been the day before her birthday, she didn't wake up and she was snoring in bed. And I tried to wake her up because it was like 10:30 in the morning and called nothing bad ever happens to us. I was literally going to write a book on something bad. Doesn't always have to happen to you to write a good book. Well, guess what? The book wasn't done until something really bad happened. And that's where the realization, that's the part I want to leave here, is the realization that somebody really had that impact. And it took that. So they lost her on the way to the hospital for about 4 minutes. They lost her in the ER for about 4 minutes. That caused her brain to go into a seizure mode and never pulled out of it. And they had to put her into a coma. So at the end of 2015, so it was 5 months, I was 3 hours away from Kansas City. I have 2 people on my real estate team, one that shows houses and one that just manages our systems behind the scenes. And I was still the listing guy. When I looked back at the end of being out of my business for 5 months, we had sold 97 homes that year. That's a business that 80% of the people will fail out in the first 5 years. And Michael Gerber wrote a book 15 years prior, E-Myth, Why Small Businesses Don't Work and What to Do About It, EMYTH. He keeps it so stinking simple that I actually got it because it was so simple. And because we're simple on Planet Brad and it makes it more fun, I was able to keep it simple and cash in on those systems. And it took January 2016, after Sonia was gone, my business partner and wife of 20 years, and we built our business up to selling 100 homes a year, every year for 20-something years, just running this system that I created from E-Myth. And it took January 2016 for me to look up the book when I was reflecting on, Sonia not being there. And now it's like, oh, man. And then I saw Gerber's book. And so I just Googled a number, called him, said, hey, Mr. Gerber, you don't know me from Adam. But you wrote your book 30 years ago. Thank you. I implemented it and sold 97 homes while my wife was in a coma. And you gave me that 5 months with her because I was able to leave and be there and be totally present and not even realize my business sold that many homes and that the house bills were paid, the car was paid, all that stuff. And so I said, thank you for giving me that 5 months with my wife. Now, literally, all I did was just throw that out there because I felt like I needed to put it out there. The fact that Michael Gerber actually got the message is unknown to me because it went to the internet space where things get lost. But he did get the message, and he said, I call everybody back. He called me back within a day. And that led to him saying, we should write the E-Myth Real Estate Agent and tell your story. You are a student of my book. And so I spell out my systems and what I did and or how, it's a book. So we overview the 10,000 foot view of what we do. I can give you all the detailed stuff on it because it will work for really just about any business. But what I want to say here is sometimes you might not even realize just how impactful somebody was. And those systems over those 15, 20 years, and even to today, 30 years later, have provided the most unbelievable lifestyle. I mean, we were just talking about this yesterday. My wife was saying, if somebody said they pay us $1 million to go to Minnesota, sorry for all my Minnesota friends, she said we wouldn't go. I said, what if it was $10 million? She goes, no, we're staying at the lake where it's fun. I mean, that looks cold because her brother lives in Wisconsin and the snow banks are, 4 foot high. And I was like, well, I've lived there. So, we live a great life in the fact that not because we live on some island somewhere, but because we get to live our life and have fun. So thank you for bringing this topic up today. And guys, E-Myth is the simplest book on business. And it's really just an interview of a lady that owns a pie shop. And she gets taken over by all the stuff. And we all make everything so difficult. So that'll be my share. I know I went way over what I planned to.
It's okay. We just had to just let that flow, let you flow. And I put the E-Myth Revisited up at the top, which I think is the E-Myth, but just pumped up by him a little later. And that's in honor of him and the incredible difference that he made in your life, so that at a time when you really needed to be with Sonia, with all of that energy and all of that prayer, you were able to be there. And I'm going to pass the mic right on over to someone because I'm losing my voice because I have some